It's been a very powerful experience so far. Different aspects, of course, the work experience, the morning work schedule, the workshops, the training aspect, the sharing circles, and the outstanding natural beauty of the settings with the lake and the forest, and the wildness relative to what I know.
So we did these 2 weeks back to back, 2 different groups over a week. Obviously living in community together for the week. You know, all the kind of living together pieces. And we had tasks that we were involved in together. Some infrastructure kind of creation tasks. And then the training aspect, which would be like a session in the afternoon as well, kind of like a structured session around an aspect of resilience.
Because what they do in the training, what they were offering, really complements me in what I've been, in a way, studying for the past 20 years. It's what's primary, I think, in my living, this idea of how to live well in community with what's going on in the world at the moment, how to be resilient with what's going on, how to be aware of all that's happening in myself in relation to what's happening in the world, and what happens in myself when with other people and living in community.
There's just something very present about kind of being really present and not having anything other to do except what I'm doing right now. And it feels totally natural, and I guess it is totally natural, but it's not my habitual experience most of the time, especially when I'm not here, because I'm usually quite busy with loads of other things that I think need doing or should do, or somebody wants me to do, or I just feel that need to be done, and they're usually many things at the same time, taking attention. So it's very refreshing, literally, to have none of that going on and just be engaged with what's here right now, and this is the thing to do, what I'm doing right now, and it's all fine. But, so I did experience that a certain amount.
Start off looking at some definitions of resilience and help people get an understanding of what resilience in systems actually is, thinking about resilience, and then we do stuff around personal, emotional, psychological resilience. We look at principles for building resilience and some of the kind of resilience thinking and theories there are to help people bring this into their lives. Different types of resilience, whether it's about bouncing back, bouncing with, bouncing forward, or bouncing outwards. Because if things get disrupted, we don't necessarily want to bounce back to how things were before. So if you remember with COVID, it was a big disruption, a big shock. Some changes happened, and then people were like, well, I don't want to go back to the way that my life was before then. I want to bounce forward into something different. Then looking into the group and team resilience, we look at 5 features of effective teams that are essential to have in place before you can even think about your team being resilient. So there's a whole piece here around team effectiveness and resilience, the kind of things you need there. And then we dive deeper into patterns of power that exist in teams, different ways of working, and how resilient teams need to be able to adapt between these different ways of working at different times according to what's needed in a situation, which leads to then questions around power, authority, decision making, and ultimately, if you go deep enough, it leads to questions around legitimacy of power. We then look at group practices, things you can do in groups and teams to help your relationships work in a kind of healthy way in groups. So we do a whole piece on that. So that's part of the training around groups and teams. Then there's a piece around looking at resilient communities. So what different types of resilient communities are there? What's possible? So we do a whole piece there around thinking about different ways of living in communities and becoming resilient, different aspects of resilient communities. And then we do a visioning activity, helping people dream into what are you looking for to be more resilient in these unpredictable and unstable times? What kind of community would you like to be living in? And obviously there's a whole lot more to the resilience training than that. That's just a very brief walkthrough. But the goal of it is to equip people to leave feeling like they have some more deeper sense of connection with their own personal sense of resilience, how to be more so in their teams and communities, what they're looking for, and some steps they can take to make those things happen.
So Nick and I bringing both of us different aspects from the work we've done previously and some of the work we've done individually and some of the work we've done together, and bringing that together into this resilience training piece. We really enjoyed the process of delivering the training, being part of the community, getting on with tasks, and that experience of being with a group of people, 2 different groups over the 2 weeks. For that time, I'm particularly interested in continuing with the inner work around resilience, both the kind of personal inner work and the tending to our own responses, emotional, psychological, spiritual, somatic responses to these times that we're in. So, I lean into the work that reconnects, the body of work that was developed by Joanna Macy, and that's something that's integrated into the trainings here.
So as far as what brought me here, something about my personal journey. A journey of healing. I realised that a central aspect of that healing journey is community. There's something about me, my experience involving being hurt in community, thus my kind of healing involving primarily community. So that's been a realisation in recent years. I've been stepping more and more into community, having had very difficult experiences in community in childhood and adolescence and onwards, meaning at times I've kind of steered clear of community and felt unsafe in community. and not quite felt I knew where I stood with community and with other people. So yeah, there's been a realization that there's something about finding my place in community and feeling safe in community that feels most important, most fruitful.
And the training that Nick and Justine were offering, like, really supported looking at that, giving a structure for how they can be together, and a structure for how to being with the interpersonal dynamics that come up, and then the internal dynamics that come up.
I mean, my emphasis was more just on the interpersonal connection and spending time with others like that. And a lot of it's a lot of fun, and there's learning, and it's just kind of can be deeply nourishing.
So there's something about this spaciousness here that is conducive to calm and moving through these emotions and states I've spoken to already, that then gives rise to some kind of vitality, which is what I feel I need to kind of act in a way that might be somehow, in whatever smaller way, beneficial for the community, for living harmoniously with nature, these kinds of things. So